What's up, everyone? So for this video, let's take a look and compare a few games and their game art between the Japanese versions and the Western counterparts. We got 3 Famicom slash NES games and 1 Super Famicom slash SNES game to take a look at in this video. As you're about to see, there usually is a fair amount of differences between the two regions. I'll show you the games, go through the differences that I noticed, what I think about them, and who I think did it better. So let's get this party started. Okay, so first I just want to show you guys general differences between the cartridges. For example, right here we have Rockman 2, which is known as Mega Man abroad. And this is a Famicom cart, which is the original NES in the Western world. But as you can see, the carts look very different as opposed to, say, this cart, which is what at least us in America are used to seeing right here, this gray cart. Here's a Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest. So these are for the same systems, it's just this is the Japanese version of that same system. This is the US version. This is a NES cart, this is a Famicom cart. So there's huge differences right there, as you can already see, between the carts themselves. Famicom carts usually come in a lot of different colors. You can see some of them in the back there, white, black, purple. And the NES carts only came in this. The art obviously is different depending on the game, but the carts, for the most part, they look like this. You had some like Tengen carts, and some more off-brand company games that got released with slightly different carts. And now let me show you guys the difference between the Super Nintendo carts and the Super Famicom carts. Here we got Super Punch-Out for Super Nintendo, Kirby's Kirby 3 on the Super Famicom. So we're just gonna take a look. Obviously they're two different games. We're gonna take a look at the carts here. They're both kind of a grayish. This one's a Japanese one's a little bit lighter of a color gray. The US one has the labels on the top, which is great for filing your games away. Unfortunately, you don't have that in Japan one. They're pretty much similar, same size and everything. Just a kind of a different mode and everything, a different mode to them. So either one of them. I kind of like the ridges here. You got a little thing going on here with the ridges. Definitely, I think just a matter of taste on this one. But yeah, that's the difference of the carts. Let's take a look at some games. Similar games for these systems. Let's see what it's all about. So first, we are going to start off with a classic everyone knows. Super Mario Brothers 3. This is the NES version of Super Mario Brothers 3. Got the gray cart as always, and then the yellow label here with Mario, the Tanuki Mario flying, and then we have the Japanese version. Japanese, and there might be some other places. I'm not sure Europe or who else use these kind of carts. So I'd love you guys to tell me in the comments. I only know most of the experience between Japan and the US. But here's the Japanese version of the same game, Super Mario Brothers 3. So we can see the cards different, yellow, gray, size obviously is different. But let's take a look at the labels here. You guys can see. So the NES version, the Western USA version, is pretty simple. It's just Tanuki Mario on the cover. That's it. Super Mario Brothers 3, yellow background. The Japanese version does a lot more artistically wise here. Keeps the yellow theme, the whole card is yellow, but then you get Tanuki Mario on the front here, as well as a lot of other art. So you get a lot of the other characters on there. You can see Luigi, Princess Peach, you can see the Koopa Kids over there, some Goombas, Bowser in the back, Akitu up in the air there. Just a lot of stuff going on. The distinct checkerboard flooring that you see when you finish stages. Like, it's just more art to it. So I'm gonna have to definitely say Japan wins on this one here because there's just so much more to look at. A lot more artistry going into this one than this one. Although this is what I grew up with, so there's always going to be a nostalgic there. And there you have it, Super Mario Brothers 3. Alright, for the next game, let's take a look at a game that I really enjoyed a lot, a gem of mine. Also, loosely based off of my all-time favorite movie, no lie. Let's take a look at The Goonies, in particular The Goonies 2, because although there was a Goonies 1 video game that only came out in Japan, and some arcades you could find it at in the States back in the day, but we never got it on the NES. Here's the NES version of The Goonies 2. Got the great cardigan and some cool cover art there with Mikey, the leader of the Goonies. It looks like Mikey just in various forms there. And then we're gonna bring in the Japanese version here, Goonies 2. So we got a black cart for the Goonies 2. You got, it's similar, but because of this type of cart, the label can go more wide than vertical, and so it's like widescreen, like a widescreen movie or something. You can just see more on the edges and stuff. So as you can see, for example, in the Japanese one we have bats, which you can't see because they're just cut off in the US one. There's also some character down here, I think just another version of Mikey. Looks like with the yo-yo. But you can't see any of that. Next to this person who kind of looks like Chunk, but it's probably just another version of Mikey, is the only Asian kid. They left him out of the cover art on the US version. Data, one of my favorite characters from the Goonies. You can see him in the Japanese version right there. But as you can see right there, not there because he's cut off. Also next to Mama Fratelli, the Fratelli brothers. And on the US version, you can barely even see Mama Fratelli there. But it's pretty much the same art, it's just cut. So you still get the mermaid and everything. The colors are, I don't know if that's just sun fade or something, but the colors look better to me on the more vibrant on the NES version. But yeah, there you have it. There's the two versions of the Goonies 2. Oh, we gotta check out I forgot to check out the labels at the top here. Goonies 2. It just says Goonies 2. And Goonies 2. Same thing. Konami and Goonies 2. I do like the way it looks in English better, because you get to put the skull and everything on there. They don't have this. Oh wait, do they have the skull? They do have a skull. You can barely see it right above the 2, right next to the 2. But yeah, there you have it. The Goonies 2. Let's move on. Oh wait. Let's come back. We gotta award, right? We have to award a game here. Let's award the Japanese version. I'm gonna have to go with the Japanese version. I'm sorry, US, but what are you guys doing to me here? Come on. Look at this. Everybody knows widescreen is better. Look at all that. Look what you get there. You're just missing out here and all that stuff. You need more. You need more Goonies 2. Western Goonies 2. Alright, so Japan wins it again. Let's move on. Alright, and now let's take a look at the last NES Famicom game. The video. Here we have Jackie Chan's Action Kung Fu. This is a pretty fun game. Got the gray cart once again. Jackie Chan right there, a young Jackie Chan right there on the front. Jackie Chan's Action Kung Fu by Hudson Soft. And then we take a look at the Famicom version. Very different, as you are about to see. This is the exact same game in Japan right here. So there are some obviously differences here we're gonna go over here. First of all, we got the white card for Jackie Chan. So far we've had a yellow, black, and a white. So like I said, lots of different colors for the Japanese versions. First of all though, here the name is just Jackie Chan. It's just called Jackie Chan. The game is just called Jackie Chan in Japan. Whereas it's Jackie Chan's Action Kung Fu in the US. So besides that, some obviously huge differences here. Here we got the young looking Jackie Chan, a more realistic looking drawing take of it. It kind of looks like a fighting game, or more of the NES game Kung Fu style type game based off the cover. And then in Japan, it gets a little more wacky here. It's very anime looking. We got a exaggerated Jackie Chan on the front. We got some of the characters in the game in the back. You got some of the enemies in the game in the back. Yeah, it's very more anime like, which definitely, I think, definitely makes sense, especially for the time. I feel like you'll see a lot of covers for games and stuff. The US version, they often try to make it look more realistic, more cool, I guess, like their image of what they thought Americans would like, more mature in a way, I guess. I don't really want to say that, but and then Japan is more like kind of cutesy, but just more anime, more cartoonish, which is a huge thing with the anime business here and everything. The anime business here. So yeah, definitely trying to reach two different audiences. This one definitely fits more. If you've actually seen the game, the Japanese version definitely fits more to the actual game, because the game is definitely more cartoony. It's like a big-headed Jackie Chan running around, and he is fighting not just like shadow people or humans in general, but like all kinds of things, monsters and stuff. So this is definitely more to what the actual game is. This is probably a little bit misleading back in the day to see this cover and then the actual play of the game, but I don't know, different strokes for different folks on this one, I kind of want to say. I mean, I think the art's good on both of them. I kind of want to go with, I'm not a huge fan of the exaggerated Jackie Chan, the huge nose and everything, because that slightly feels like that's a little bit of a slight on from Japan to to Jackie. I know they love Jackie over here, but this one, because it's more shows you what the game is like, I'm gonna have to go with the Japanese version again with this one. I like this one though. But there you go, Jackie Chan Action Kung Fu. Even the title is like, the US one's like Action Kung Fu, like, I don't know. And here it's just like Jackie Chan, like the name's gotta tell you. He might have been more, especially at this time, to a bigger name in Japan, because he was definitely a bigger name in Asia, so maybe a bigger name in Japan than he was in the States, so it might have been easier to sell people on it in Japan. And there we go, Jackie Chan's Action Kung Fu, Jackie Chan, whatever you want to call it. Let's move on to the last game, shall we? And last, let's take a look at a Super Nintendo / Super Famicom game. We have here Secret of Mana by Squaresoft, a very good RPG. I definitely recommend you guys play it if you have not. This is the US version here. You got the basic US Super Nintendo cart, and then a cool little label there. Secret of Mana, a lot of green going on in that label. And then we're going to take a look at the Japanese version of the same game right here, Squaresoft. It's called Seiken Densetsu in 2 in Japan, actually, because it is part 2. Part 1 came out for the Game Boy as Final Fantasy Adventure in the US, and as Seiken Densetsu 1 in Japan, and then this one came out as part 2 but because our Game Boy one was called Final Fantasy Adventure and not Secret of Mana, when Secret of Mana came out on Super Nintendo, it was just Secret of Mana instead of Secret of Mana 2, which is what it should have been, kind of. But that's probably all very confusing. Anyways, here you can see it's basically just a white label with the title Seiken Densetsu 2 on the front there. So there's a pretty big difference there in the cover here. Is we actually have art here with the 3 heroes on the front there, standing right next to the mana tree, which is the big point of the game. And here they're just giving you the name of the game right there. So you know what, actually I am going to have to go with the Super Nintendo version for the winner of this round, because I mean, obviously, look, we got some art. I mean, the font's kind of cool on that one, but look at this. We got art here. It looks cool. It shows you a little bit of something. You get a fantasy feel of it. This doesn't really show you anything, although it is part 2, so I guess by now when they saw the Seiken Densetsu name, they kind of knew what they were in for. But yeah, we're gonna have to give it to this version right here, Secret of Mana. Great game once again, as I said. And there you have it. So there it is. What do you think of these games? Which region did it best in your opinion? Let me know in the comments. Hope you enjoyed the video. Do me a favor, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.